Hi, Internet. So again with another Cynic change because I'm no longer in the UK, as you can see. I'm back home in Thailand, and thank goodness for that. In a lot of ways, because I got here before COVID-19 hit basically everybody, and also before lockdown, I got myself an abdominal surgery. Also in the very same week is the Migraine World Summit for 2020. Migraine World Summit is a majorly online event, plus a couple of small offline gatherings that center around migraine and migraine research, and gathers in researchers in migraine, people who does advocacies for migraineurs and migraine sufferers. Just basically a time that our community comes together to kind of learn about the latest news and update on the latest research and treatments and what we can do to have a better life. So I had intended to attend that last year, but unfortunately I had like the worst March and April in my life, migraine-wise. This year, since I've got better with like tons of medication I'm taking, I made a point of actually attending. The situation is actually very similar to when you go to a scientific conference. Like you can, read the paper in the field all you want, but a lot of the wisdom you would get from actually talking to the experts themselves. And in the Migraine World Summit, one thing I think was done very well for like lay people, like us, in terms of in the sense that we're not migraine researchers, is that they have the host who posed the questions in a series of interviews to the researchers to kind of guide how the topic would be presented, so that names and terminologies and things like that would be explained in the way that's clear enough for people to follow. That being said, I would advise anybody who's going into the summit for the first time to actually read up the basics of migraine first, just because they are not going to cover the big picture or the basics. So yeah, just do a bit of a homework beforehand. We're going into think about it as going into like intermediate and advanced topic in this kind of field. So don't think that you're going to go in and have every basics covered for you. You'll be reminded, but you would need to do some of the homework. But of course, like I said, all the major talks are online. So you would have a chance to actually pause the video and then Google stuff, really. Kind of look at it as you go. But it's going to interrupt the flow of the talk. So that's why I kind of recommend you do your homework beforehand. And another reason it's going to be good to do your homework beforehand is just there are so many talks during the summit. Like there are 9 days, there's 4 talks every day. A lot of this are, medical and scientific talks. So you're gonna kind of be prepared to digest a lot of this pretty fast. As someone who has attended scientific conference, my advice is to go in knowing that you're not going to attend all of this talk. Like there's no reason at all that you have to listen to all of this. You have to go in knowing what you want from the summit. And that is why doing your background work is important. You have to know what kind of information is needed for your own migraine journey. Like, are you in the phase where you want to understand your disease? Are you still figuring out what type of migraine you have? are you focused more on the treatment? Are you focused more on having a good lifestyle, or are you still looking for doctors? There are going to be some information scattered around, but you want to be able to kind of pick that up when it comes out. So you kind of have to kind of tune your brain beforehand and just don't try to pick up everything. The information are way too much in this 9 days. And prioritize, right? Prioritize the talk. And one good thing about having this kind of online event is that you can prioritize the talk, right? It's not like the first talk is going to come out first on the list, like you're going to an actual conference. You can look at the schedule and say, hey, actually the last talk on the list today is the one I'm interested the most, and you can start listening to that. The first talk of your day, when your brain is the most refreshed from the night before, so you can have the most information out of that talk, and then start going through the other talk that you're interested in. So if you're a migrainer and you're stuck at home and don't have much to do, I would recommend to check out the Migraine World Summit. Unfortunately, the period in which you can watch the video for free is now closed, because that's going to be during the summit week, which is the 18th to the 26th of March. They actually do opened this summit kind of later on as well, where you can kind of access all the video all at once for about 2 days. And this is free by registration, so you only have to register to access them, and it's just a one-time registration. You can kind of use that registration for the next year, and then for the next year, and then for the next year. But if you want to access the video outside of those times, you would have to pay for the access pass. So you actually have even a bigger library of resources that can help you with your migraine journey. And just to be clear, this video is not sponsored in any way by Migraine World Summit and its organization. I just so happened to find the resource very useful and just would like to recommend it to anybody who can afford the price of the pass. As for now, stay safe, take care, and take those vitamins. Bye. So I kind of wanted end screen here, but I have no idea yet what to put here. So you can leave in the comment below what you want to see here. As of now, it's going to be just a sad blank space for you to stare at. Bye.